Uh, Thank you for these definitions. To be honest, I didn't check or I didn't found this tool. And in name of making things simple, I'm saying that knowledge is something that we have from our first minute of life, and we have it every day, every time with us, and it grows with us, and every day give us some new knowledge about our world. Yes, as was mentioned, I will speak about knowledge sharing and benefits which comes from knowledge management. To do this, I will try to go back in my memories to some time ago when I have been starting my career, where I was changing my employer, and I have some feelings around this topic. Whole stuff which I will present to you is based on my experience. So the part about Padawan and Masta will be based about stuff which I'm doing currently, about my experience with knowledge sharing and benefits which I see from that. And the last part is something that I believe and I see in my company, which benefits comes from the proper knowledge management, because it's really important to do this knowledge management properly. But before I will go to this, few words about me. I'm a QA engineer based in Poznań in Cognifyd, but Cognifyd also is from few weeks in Bydgoszcz, so near Toruń. So if you wanna know something more about our knowledge management stuff, you can try to find guys from Bydgoszcz, where they are the fresh guys with the stuff which I will show also to you today. Also at company I'm a tech recruiter and internal trainer. So let's start with the first part. As I mentioned, I'm going back in my memories to the day when I decide now it's the moment when I will change my employer. And that moment was that I was excited, I was happy about it, but I was extremely scary about it, because it's not only changing the name of company, it's related to technology, it's related to people, it's a lot stuff around it. And I wasn't sure what I can have in a new place. But first days was really surprise for me, because during my first 2 weeks, every new employee is starting in such program like induction. The main goal of induction is to introduce you smoothly to our company, to our business, to stuff which is done in daily basis. So during these 2 weeks, trainers are talking about how company works, about the culture of company, what we can expect from our employee, about business, how we do stuff, how we know who needs our help with CMS. And what is most important for us, for engineers, it's about engineering. So stuff, how we develop features, how we test it, and also about things which can be easy, like how works our Jira in our internal processes. And as I mentioned, this is 2 weeks, a lot of topics, and to handle this by 1 or 2 persons is probably not possible. That's why during these 2 weeks, all practices which are present in Cognify or all departments are involved in this process. Guys from engineer, from HR, from finances are presenting the topics, and they are trying to do everything to make you feel like at home, like to make you feel comfortable. But that's 2 weeks. After it, we are going to projects, we are starting our work, but I still wasn't sure if I'm doing my work properly. And then we have another chance to learn, which was for me as a person which has only 1 year experience in testing, which was at the beginning of this path, was important to learn, still to improve my skills, to improve my knowledge. And the chance to do this was during mentoring meetings, which are every week. There are 60 minutes, and they are, we can say, obligated for each new QA, not only for let's say juniors, but also for more for all the colleagues. And during this 2 weeks, these sessions, we can learn about testing theory. So if we are like I was at the beginning, that was the place where I was able to learn about test levels, test types, stuff around this, all the theory which currently we are using in our daily base. But also there are some stuff related to our internal life. We have some open source tools which are developed by us, and only people inside company has knowledge about how to use it. So to make sure that every new person is able to do that, to use this tool, that was the place where this smooth introduction was done. Also, each company has their own internal processes. About everything we can have process. We have also such situations. So to make sure that as a QA I know where to go to find some, let's say, mobile phone for test, where to find something about our CMS, or to how I should raise some stuff like, I don't know, I need new phone, so I need to ask somebody in company, but who? So there is the place where I can know, where I can get the knowledge about how to do everything inside company related to our daily work. And the mentoring meetings are the one from the 2 sessions which we have every week. The second one is the knowledge sharing sessions. Yeah, I have the same topic of my presentation, knowledge sharing, so we have knowledge sharing sessions also. And during these sessions, we are meeting with the whole practice. Currently, we have around 40 engineers, QA engineers. The knowledge sharing session is a place where all of them can be found and where we can talk with each other about stuff like our current researches. We are trying to improve our knowledge, our skills. We are searching for new tools. So somebody needs to do this research. When we decide which tool to use, then we can share our decision during this session, present how to use it, and why this tool can be better than the other one. If we have that moment where we have whole practice in one place, there's also a good moment to say something about our status, about our plans, where we plan to go in the next year, maybe how many engineers we want to invite to our practice. This is a place where we can get update about our status. Also, Michał also have done this in previous session about CI. During knowledge sharing, we are sharing our knowledge from projects. After each project, we are trying to collect something like lessons learned, and to make sure that next project can be done even better than the previous, which means that we probably have always some big success with the projects, but there is always place to improvements. So to find this place for improvements, we are collecting our lessons learned, sharing with our engineers, and we can do quick brainstorm to find these improvements and to think how we can introduce it to our process. For newbie, these three programs, these three sessions which I described are very, very important. For me, this was building a feeling that I'm a part of big company which now know how to introduce a new employee. I wasn't scared about after this 1 month, 2 months. I have this feeling that if I will need something, I can go to my practice, ask about it, and there will be for sure some person which will answer me. And if this will be not the clear answer, will explain me deeper to make sure that I understand the problem which I have. But I was really excited about that. I was excited that company can have people which are really experts in these areas, which really like to share his knowledge, experience. They want to do this. And when I was after this 1 year of working, I said, "No, come on, I know something. I have this knowledge already." And we still are inviting new people to our company. So maybe let's help this group of trainers and start also share my knowledge. And now I'm doing this probably around 2 years. And when I'm thinking what does it give to me, what improvements it provides in my daily work, I think, yeah, that was a good decision. Now I feel like a better engineer. Even these are some soft skills. I know that these soft skills are helping me in my daily work with developers, with clients. Some of this stuff which I have learned from the sharing my knowledge can be moved to some demos for client, to contact with client. So to present you what I think is comes with as a benefit from knowledge sharing for the trainers, I have few my findings. Probably this is not the close list of elements. Probably each person can have their own benefits. For me, these are the most important. Before we start anything, we need to prepare. We need to collect some data, some information, prepare some slides, articles, read about our topic. This is some time which we need to spend about consolidating information, consolidating knowledge. And when we are doing this often, the knowledge which we are sharing to others is better saved in your mind. I know that when I was starting being a trainer, there was few persons which asked me something, and I said, "Oh shit, I don't know. Let's talk later. I will find answer for this, but now I don't know." After a few months, I don't get such situation even more. Now I know that I need to better prepare. I know that this preparing fast is important, and I know that knowledge which I get during these preparations helps me in later presentations. Maybe this will be a little bit controversial for you, but I think that being a trainer, presenting some areas, going to people, is making you as an expert. We are going to our colleagues inside company, are presenting some topics, and after some time, you will not do this presentation, but some person will come to you and ask you something, because in the eyes of this person, you will be the expert who probably know the answer for the problem, know all answers related to such topic. Cognified is a British software house, so we have this benefit of speaking in English, writing in English, and all of us have this benefit because IT work is so great that we can work with people around the world. So to make sure that we understand each other, we need to use some universal language. Mostly this is English. So if you are giving these presentations often, you are saying more and more and more, you will improve your language. You will improve that some problems which you had at the beginning, after a while, will be solved. From my experience, I had a situation when I was doing some lighting talk inside company in English. That was after a few weeks of being at Cognified. And I finished it and I said to me that, oh crap, what I have done. No more English speaking presentation, only Polish. After some time, I don't remember what was the period, I done another speech in English about feedbacks. And I done some exercise after this speech, and the first feedback which I got from this exercise was, I remember your presentation from a few months ago. You was saying something that nobody understand you. Now you are speaking in English one more time, and I see that you really improved your skills. So after such words, sorry, you can say to me that speaking to others in non-native language will not help you. I will say you are in wrong place. You will improve your language. Also, doing some presentations more often is moving you to this area where you feel free when you are doing some public speaking. You are not so stressed. Of course, I've done probably around 100 presentations, and in saying like that, I should be now chill out totally and without any stress. Last hour I was so stressed that I'm really happy now that I'm able to stay here and speaking to you. So I know that if I will do such presentations on events like Testvares next time, probably I will feel more comfortable. This is my second time on the conference, so I don't still feel too comfortable. I'm not still feel so chill, but I know from my experience that next time will be better than the first one, and the 10 presentation on conference will be for me even easier to do. And something which I already mentioned, if you are doing knowledge sharing properly, if you are asking people for some things, for feedbacks, you will get it. During my internal trainings, which I'm performing, at the end I'm always asking for answer to quick questions. What you have liked, what you didn't like. Do this on some white paper, leave on the table. I will collect it and read. This moves me to feeling that I know what to improve. Without these feedbacks, I will still do the same issues which at the beginning, and probably every speaker which is doing presentations, he would like to know, did you like it? If no, why? Because we all wanna be better. We are coming to you because we wanna share with our knowledge. We are doing this because we believe that we are able to inspire you with the topics which we are doing. The last part, this totally something that this is my feeling about what benefits comes to for companies. I believe, and I assume this from my observation inside my company, that knowledge management done in proper way have this benefit. The first one, and probably the most important from perspective of company and from perspective of employee, is a culture. Knowledge management, can build a culture of a supportive and integral company. What does it mean? If you have some problem, you know that if you go to any of your colleague, he will try everything what is possible to do to help you and to solve your problem. Feeling of integral means that inside company you are not feeling like in jail, or it's not a pain for you to be with these people, but you feel like a big family, because you know that these guys are working with you, they are doing great job, they are feeling the same what you feel about some problems, but you all are supporting each other, which is a great moment for everyone. Of course, doing this in proper way have some is related to costs. It's not like that that you are doing the presentation. Go back to the first thing which I present, the induction program. It's 2 weeks of this 2 weeks. By these 2 weeks, these new employees are not working in projects. They are only on the presentations, on workshops. They only learn, which means that they can do they could do something in project, make money, but they are not doing this. But company know that investing this money and time in this people will increase in next 2 weeks, because all projects are different, but also all projects have some common elements. For the basic example is the Jira system. In our company, almost every project has Jira, so it doesn't make sense to take the new person to project and saying that now this person needs to work, because it will start with the questions, which is not wrong. Questions are great stuff and helpful, but moving this element of questions to the beginning and investing time to answer these questions faster removes this element, this moment when new teammates need to know something more because he didn't know that previously. Also, well-prepared materials, well-prepared courses can be moved to e-learning platforms. In our case, currently we have offices in London, Poznań, Bydgoszcz, New York. So it is hard for us to do this all trainings internally or do this in person. To be honest, go to the New York just for 2-hour training doesn't sound good. So we have e-learning platforms which are not so expensive stuff, and for sure they are more time effective, because you have this platform and in every moment which you want to know something, you can just open it, check, okay, I know, going next. In companies where you are on different time zones, this is the best way to share the knowledge. The last, which in my opinion is a really great thing which comes from the knowledge management, and which you have chance to see today also at Tesvares, is building an image of company which has experts, and these experts want to share their knowledge inside company but also outside company. During this edition of Tesvares we had 5 speakers, including Bruno, which is our friend. And it's not like that our boss came to us and said, you, and you are doing now presentation, go to Tesvares, do this. it's going from us. We have this feeling that we want to share our knowledge. We want to present what we are doing. We want to present to others what great stuff we are doing, because we are proud of our work. So seeing such people outside of company presents this company as a place where you don't need only to work, but you can also improve your skills. You can find a way other than the traditional way of QA. You can be an expert in some area. And in that way, we are at the end of my slides. I hope I inspired somehow you to not going only in this way of automated tests, being developers or something. I hope you will think about your soft skills, which are also really important in your daily base work. Thank you.
Okay, I have a question. Can you or how you summarize your presentation related to title of your presentation, Three Perspective of Sharing Knowledge? It's meaning the three, yeah?
Yeah. I was trying to present three perspectives, but yeah, the big shortcut. Mostly these are some shortcuts of my mind also. So we can talk after it a little bit longer, because it will be not easy to say this like in few words. No, first thing, this need go to from you. You need to be person which wanna do this, but situation which you describe, it's common situation. This is something which happened, so we can just do the easiest way. Let's move the session to time when it will be okay for you. This is the easiest way. Something which we have done some time ago. We are doing our knowledge sharing sessions on Hangouts because we know that some engineers are so busy that it's easier that they wanna know something because topic is interesting for them, but they are not able to come to the office or to the room and be there. So you can call in on Hangouts, have headphones, and you can do your project stuff, but still listening about what is sharing. To be honest, other fixes for such situation, hard to say. I know that currently one of our meetings or one of topics is moved from 3 or 4 weeks because person which wanna say something about it is or on some sick leaves or on some delegations, and we just need to wait for this person and believe that this topic will be done.
The solution you presented is about fixing the problem that someone doesn't have time for knowledge sharing and something like that. But the true reason why this happens is because organization has wrong politic about resource utilization. I may say, for example, you work for 100% for client projects, and you don't have any time for learning, for knowledge sharing. I think the problem is that company doesn't see sense to put some time for each employee, for each employee for learning. I mean, in my company, it's about half of time we bill for client, and the rest of the time is for knowledge sharing, learning. So it's very comfortable situation for us, and I think it's the cost of company. If company wants to have workers who are learning, are growing the same, developing, companies should pay for this, and in my company it's something like that it is. So I think that if someone doesn't have time for learning, has some very important work to do, he should talk with management of company and say that this problem, and it should be fixed or organized in different way.
Going back to your comment just for a second, yes, we have also some booked time for stuff outside of the project, but something which I think is also the most important, if you really want to learn, you really want to increase knowledge, to share good practices, you will find time for this. So yeah. As I remember, Larry Page or one of these great guys from Apple or Google was collecting all most important information about projects during walk from one kitchen to the second. And if he found some engineer, he just grabbed him and what are you doing? What is the status? And that was his way to share the information. But I don't remember which one exactly it was. Uh, Yes, after one of editions of Test Virus, I think there was some tweet that the best interest with QAs you can do during smoking after some sessions. So I'm not smoking, and I'm not saying that you should smoke. Find some alternative way to get the knowledge and to share your knowledge with others. If there's no more comments, no more questions, I really would like to thank you all. And I see that this discussion start, so I'm happy. I feel that I done what I wanna do here. So thank you one more time.